Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be budgeting for the month of January in my brand new budget book that I'm using this year. So if you're interested to see how I'm going to spend my money this month, stick around. Hey y'all, I hope you have checked out some of my first videos for 2021, but if you haven't, this is my new budget book that I created for myself and that I'll be using for the year of 2021. I'm really excited to do my first monthly budget in this book, and so you'll be definitely getting a close look at what I'll be using from month to month, and I'm hoping to do a better job of posting monthly budget videos now that I have a book that works for my budget. I used to use the Budget by Paycheck method workbook with the Budget Mom, which I love. It's an amazing tool. If you're looking for something to use, highly recommend that. But I get paid monthly, which I found has some unique issues, I guess, when budgeting in that workbook, because that's really set up more for folks who get paid week by week. And so I really just wanted a slightly different setup for me since I do get paid just once a month. And so I have to budget some of my stuff at the beginning of the month because I only have that one paycheck. So I just set up a slightly new book for myself, and that is what I'm going to use today. This is the January section of my book, and we're just going to jump straight in. So here's my monthly spread for my budget binder, and for January I went ahead and just filled in some things on here. I don't know if it's showing up super well on your screen. Let me zoom you in as much as I can. But I basically have two pen colors going on here. I've got black and I have blue. So I decided that everything in black is going to be a weekly expense or something to note, and anything in blue is going to be a monthly expense or something to note. So I've listed out all my monthly bills and when they are due, and I've gone ahead and crossed off the ones that have already come through and hit my account. In black, I basically have other things that are important. So like Martin Luther King Day is this month. My week one for January ended on January 1st, and that's because I got paid in December. So over here you'll see I have 5 weeks in January because I got my paycheck on December 22nd. So my first week of January actually ended the first day of January, and then week two started on the 2nd and ran to the 8th. The third week is going to go from the 9th to the 15th, and then etc. So I'll start every new week on a Saturday and end it on a Friday, and that's just how I'm going to do it moving forward this year. On this side, I have things to consider. So if you haven't already heard or seen in my previous videos or on Instagram, I did test positive for COVID, so I needed to buy a bunch of things just to help myself heal faster. So that's something to consider. A good thing is that I don't have anything, events, travels, holidays, nothing, which is great because I can't go anywhere, and it's a good way to save money. So those are just some considerations for the month. My only two goals for the month are that I have no unbudgeted expenses, which I had set that goal before I knew I had COVID. So we'll see how that goes, but I'm hoping I don't have anything that's unbudgeted or can't be covered out of my sinking funds. And then my other goal is to put money for my stimulus to both debt and savings. And we'll be talking about that a little bit today. So this is my monthly spread and just what I'll be using this year. And I might add other things to this eventually, like no spend days and challenges, so we shall see. So now these are my monthly budget pages. You'll see a sticky note here, and you might see those throughout my book as throughout this first month, because this will be my first month in the book that I created, and I'm noticing things that I didn't think about or I forgot, and so I'll just be putting them in with sticky notes so that I can go back in and update that for February. And that'll just help make my book better in case I ever want to sell like a printable of it or whatnot. So I want to test it out before I ever sell it because I want to make sure it's a product I can actually stand behind. So that is what the month of January is going to be like for me. So you can ignore those if you see them. But here I have a space for my monthly goals, just to reiterate those that we just talked about, and then my considerations. So for this month, I do have the 5 weeks, which most people won't have 5 weeks with January. That's just how I get paid. So since I get paid monthly, it has some unique 5 weeks situations compared to folks who get paid weekly. So for my income this month, let me zoom y'all in actually. So for my income this month, I have my paycheck, which I expected to get about $2,727, and that's essentially what I got. Tutoring, I'm hoping to pick back up tutoring when my student is back in school in about mid-January, but I have not heard from the mom yet, so just going to budget 0 for that. And then I didn't budget for the stimulus, but I did get the $600 stimulus, so that hit my bank account this week or last week, I guess. I don't know what day it is. This week, probably. So I will end up budgeting for that actually this week, which we'll talk about later. So, but what I'm going to budget with in my budget, because that's what I have to work with before I knew about the stimulus, that I was going to get it this early, we're just going to budget out $2,727. And that is how we'll go through and do this worksheet. I went ahead and filled in my monthly bills. So I have my rent and utility bill, which I already paid, my phone bill, which I already paid, my city credit card minimum payment, which I already paid. And then I'm budgeting for my Apple Care, that's monthly, my gym membership, which came out, which stinks because I can't really use that this month. My Canva Pro subscription, which hasn't come out yet. My Bank of America credit card minimum payment, which I paid. Student loans, I'm going to take this month as the last month of the forbearance and continue to not pay anything on them. My insurance, which includes my renter's insurance and my car insurance, is $93, and like a jewelry insurance, I think. And that hasn't come out yet. My iCloud bill, which hasn't come out yet. And then some small groups at my gym. When I had made this budget, I decided to budget $50, which is 1 per week because there's 5 Saturdays in January. And I'm not going to be able to go to all of them because of COVID. So I might not be able to go to any of them. So that might be an extra $50 I can put elsewhere. So I'm just going to wait and see how much I actually spend on that. And at the end of the month, I'll reallocate that money somewhere. So that leaves us for our bills a total of $1,268, which means we have $1,459 left to budget. And we are going to budget that over here into these categories. So the first category is going to be extra debt. So I put that first because paying off debt is my number 1 priority. I have a set number I am planning to pay every month. And then if I can do more, that's great. So my extra debt total is always going to be... or every month I put $450 towards my credit cards, and I do subtract out the minimum payments. So if I take out the city minimum payment and the Bank of America minimum payment, that leaves me with $334 left to put towards extra debt. So that is pretty easy to calculate. But then these other sections are a little bit harder. So this is spending. So this is in my cash envelopes. This is my revolving sinking funds and my fixed sinking funds. And if you want to get more information about those sinking funds, I'll link my last video up here where I show y'all what sinking funds I'm using for the year and stuffing them with my rollover money from 2020. But those will need to be allocated money. And then my last category is just whatever's left. So I don't budget for unbudgeted, but I'm probably going to have like that 24 cents left. So that will go here to zero out my budget. So the goal is for this to be $0 because I have a zero-based budget. So in order to figure out what this is going to look like, I'm going to use my other monthly spreadsheets on the next page. So this is what it looks like. And the first one is extra debt because, again, that's my priority. And I'm going to put $334 towards this, but I won't be doing any... Oh, yeah. And one of the notes I have up here is that I don't have a category for what I budgeted versus my actual. So I'm just going to write the budgeted on the left side, and then I'll go back through and write the actual on the right side. So for week 1, I don't plan to put any more towards debt, which week 1's already over and I didn't. So I guess I could just fill that in right now. And then for week 2, I'm not planning to do any, but we'll talk about that. And then in week 3, I plan to do $112. And I have $334, so let's minus $112. And then $111 the next 2 weeks. Great. So that is $334 total. And I will go back through and do the actuals later. So my total should be $334, which means I have, how much do I have left to budget? We have $1,459 and we're subtracting the $334. So we have $1,125 left to budget. So the next thing I like to do is my spending, because that is what I need to live. I have this cash category, which I thought would be really useful because sometimes I don't pull out cash for gas. But now I have COVID and I can't use cash for anything. So I probably won't be using cash for really any of them unless I'm back to normal by the end of the month. So we'll see. But for now, week 1 and week 2 are going to be totally digital spending. So I like to have $50 a week for groceries usually, but with a 5-week month, I'm just going to do $40 a week because I think I can make it work. I have a lot in my pantry that I can eat, like non-perishables and things. So I'm just going to try and make that work. So that would be $40 times 5 weeks. So that means I need to budget $200 monthly for that. Eating out, I like to give myself $25 a week, and I think I'm just going to keep that because I always go over usually because it's like one meal out. So I'm just going to keep it at 25, and 25 times 5 should be 125. So we'll budget for that. Flex funds, I'll just do $20 a week, and that is $100 for the month. And then fun is a new envelope. If you missed my last video as well, I showed y'all at the very end my wallet that I'm going to be using, which is super cute and I love it. Unfortunately, I can't use it this week or probably next week because of COVID, but eventually I will use it and it's so, so cute. So check out my last video or stay tuned for my next video when I will be stuffing. Well, I guess I won't be stuffing it, but maybe I'll show it off anyway. So my next video, you'll see it as well. But for fun, I'm going to do $10 a week. I decided to add this category and we'll see how I like it. So that is going to be $50 for the month. And then alcohol is my new category as well. And that's just because I usually always pulled that from grocery money. And if you buy 2 bottles of wine, now you've busted your grocery budget, but you need to eat. So anyway, I'm just going to start saving up for this fund. That way, when I do want to get a bottle of wine or 2, it doesn't break my grocery budget. I can still have money to eat well. So for now, I'm going to try doing 10 a week and see how that goes. It's probably more than I need, so I might end up reducing that, but that is just how I've decided to do it. And especially with COVID, I definitely won't be using that because I need to hydrate, and wine dehydrates you. So I'm not going to be drinking any. So probably won't spend any of that. Might need it to add to groceries or to other medical expenses that I need to pay for, like getting vitamins and supplements and things. Toiletries is a new one for me as well, and I'm going to give it $5 a week because, again, that used to always come out of my grocery budget, and I just think I'll be able to, oops, not 50. My grocery budget will be able to go farther if I budget for some of these other things that are typically expensive, like wine and toiletries. So I'll be $25 for the month. And then gas, I don't really budget weekly for gas just because I usually don't fill up weekly. So I'm just budgeting $60 for the month, which I'll give myself in the first week, and I'll roll over what's left for the whole month. And then if I have any left at the end of the month, I'll put it in a different category. So let's add up my, So let's add up my monthly expenses. That will be $610 in spending for the month. And as y'all saw in my goals video, or if you didn't see it, I'll link it up above. But in my goals, I wanted my spending and my bills to be less than 70% of my total income. So let's see if I did that. So 610 for spending plus 1268 for bills. So that's 1878, and I got paid 2727. So that is 68.86%, which is less than 70%. So if I can stick to this, I will complete that goal, which is so awesome. So how much do I have left over to budget? We had 1,125 after my extra debt, and then we're subtracting out 610. So now we have $515 for savings, which is really, really great. So this next page is where I start budgeting for my revolving sinking funds for the month. And I like to budget out just generally what I think I want to put in my funds, and then I can change it if I want to as the month goes on. But for me, it's helpful because I know I have $515 left at this point. And I need to put some of it towards my revolving funds and some of it towards my fixed sinking funds. So for me, I'm like, okay, what do I think I need? Let me map it out. But at the end of the day, I still have $515 to put wherever I want. So if I change my mind in week 4, I can. So I hope that makes sense, but I just like to have an idea of where I think I'm going to put my money before I actually make my monthly budget, like a zero-based budget. I want to have an idea of what's getting what. So for car maintenance, I definitely need to put $10 a week in here. So that is going to be $50 for the month. And then as of now, I don't think I'm going to fund gifts, household, or medical. But just knowing how the month is going, I'll probably end up stuffing household and medical at some point because I will probably end up spending out of those categories because of having COVID. But for now, I'm going to skip them and I'm going to give $5 a week to my side hustle envelope just to keep stocking that up. So that will be $25 for the month. Vacation, I like to give it as close to $50 a month as I can just because it's a big priority for me to take vacations and breaks. So that is $50. My new boyfriend envelope, I want to give $5. And I think what I'm going to do with this one is if I don't spend it all at the end of the month, I'll roll it for the whole month. And then if I don't spend it, I'll roll whatever's left and put it in our anniversary envelope. That way I can fill that a little extra, especially on months when I can't stuff it. Shopping is going to get $5 a week for a total of $25. Weddings, I'm not going to stuff right now. Fitness and wellness, I'm not going to stuff right now. Volleyball, I need to stuff. So let's do, I just need $40 for the month. So I'm going to do $0 for week 1 and then $10 for every other week. Because I got to keep it at $40 to be able to pay that. Clothing, I'm going to not stuff. Electronics and entertainment, also not going to stuff. I think what I'll do is if I don't spend my fun money, I'll probably put it in one of these. Or like rollover alcohol money or whatnot. And then I think rollover toiletry money I'll probably put into household because I think that makes sense. So those aren't getting any for now. And then giving, I want to give $1 a week. My hope is to stuff this every single time I stuff money. So for now it is getting $1. And then same with these last 2 categories. So if those are the only ones I stuff, let's see what my total will be. So that is $230 and I had $515 left. So that leaves us with $285 for my fixed sinking funds. So looking at those, we have only a few listed here just because I don't stuff all my fixed sinking funds on the same weeks. So I'll just be stuffing some of the ones listed here. I ended up deciding I might not stuff Black Friday or anniversary this month just because it is a 5-week month and I want to stuff some other envelopes a little bit more. So for Valentine's Day, I'd like to put $20 in it. So to make it the math easy, I'm going to put 0 the first week and then 5 for the next 4 weeks. So we'll do 20 a month. And then I want to put 15 for the 2 birthday envelopes I want to stuff. And so those will just get $3 each week. And then Black Friday and anniversary, I'm going to skip for now. Planner needs $20 for the month. So I'll do the same like I did with Valentine's Day. And then car tax, I would like to put $50. So that'll just be $10 a week. And in case you're wondering why, like if I get paid monthly, why would I not just stuff my envelopes monthly? Well, I did try that, but I lost all motivation mid-month, like because you do all the fun, exciting things after you get paid and then it's over. So what I do is I pull out the cash in the beginning, so it's not in my account, so I can't spend it. I'm not tempted to. And then I stuff it weekly to keep myself motivated, keep myself on track. Obviously with sinking funds, I could just stuff it once a month, but it's not as fun. So I do it this way just to keep myself going, and I've done so much better with spending less and saving more and paying off debt faster since stuffing weekly. So that is what I do. It might seem a little backwards to you, but paying off debt and being financially well is so much of a psychological game that whatever you need to do to trick yourself into better habits, do it. because that's what I've done and it's really helped me. So my California trip is getting $50 a month, and my friend Lauren's wedding is also going to get $50 this month. So for Christmas, finally, I'm going to do $7 a week for a total of $35 for the month. So let's add all this up, and it should equal $285, but we'll see. So we have is $255. Why does that not add up? Okay, I know what I did. I forgot that I have my 6-month savings challenge. So for this, I have, let's see, I have $285 left to budget minus $255. So that leaves me $30 to put towards my 6-month savings challenge, which I have not explained to you all yet, but I will in my next video. So that is all that is left for. So I'll put 6-month challenge down here. And I really don't know what it'll be per week. So let me just divide this by 5. So since I have $30 left, I'll just say it's $6 a week, but it's really going to be a random number every week. So anyway, that will leave us with $30 and nothing left over, which is great because it's a zero-based budget and we shouldn't. So yes, I forgot that I left myself a little cushion for the 6-month savings challenge. So yay, that's that for this. So now we can jump back to my first page of my budget here and fill in these. So my total spending was $610. Revolving sinking funds was $230. Total sinking fund or fixed sinking funds was $255. And my unbudgeted is $30. And that should, if I take what was left over here, $14.59, and subtract out the $334, the $610. Oops, what did I do? $14.59 minus $334 minus $610 minus $230 minus $255 minus $30 is $0. So this is how I will budget monthly from now on, or at least until I figure out if I like this setup. But it is really helpful for me because this is how I really do my budget in my brain. So I figured I might as well make a workbook that allows me to share that with you all. So that's that. And the only other thing in my monthly category is I track what's in my fixed checking account. So the starting balance, the income I put in that account from my paycheck, and then you'll see the bills that have come out so far. So I paid my minimum payment on my Citi card, I've paid my gym membership, my phone bill, my Bank of America minimum, and my rent and utilities. So now I have $187 in that account, which should cover the rest of my bills for the month. Because all I have left is like $9 here, $13 here, $94 there, $3 here, and then I won't end up spending that full $50. So this is how I track those things. And then going into my weekly budget, we will start by doing a breakdown of what cash I need to stuff my envelopes. Week 1, I am stuffing with week 2. So I just basically skipped my week 1 breakdown for cash. And that's because I was traveling, and then by the time I got back, it was the last day of week 1, and that was New Year's Eve. So I always was planning to stuff week 1 with week 2. So skipping that. And then here are my week 1 tracking expenses. So in my account, I had my starting balance and then the part of my paycheck that I would put towards this account. And then I spent some of my week 1 grocery money for my vacation spending, just to even out that budget. And then on New Year's Eve, my boyfriend and I got Chinese food, and so I used my eating out and my flex funds money for that. So this basically just shows any of my spending, and I was a totally digital spender in week 1 because of the traveling. So what I'll do after week 1 like this is I'll flip to the front of my weekly section and I'll do a week 1 check-in. So that is what this is. So in week 1, I budgeted these amounts. You'll see I gave myself the full $60 for gas in the first week, and I spent the full grocery, full eating out, and full flex, but everything else is, which I rounded up the flex funds, but it was just easier that way. And everything else I didn't spend out of. So I only spent $85 of the $170 I budgeted. So then for week 2, you'll see I gave myself new grocery, eating out, and flex funds money. But then I rolled my fund money. So I had $10 from the week 1 and I added another 10. I had 10 from week 1 in alcohol and I added 10. And I had 5 from week 1 in toiletries and I added another 5. And my full $60 gas amount rolled over. So I had $195 for week 2. And I have pretty much finished my spending for week 2. So this is kind of a sneak peek of that. But I ended up placing a rather large grocery order because I'm stuck at home and I had to pay for Instacart fees and things. And then I paid to get some other things delivered to the house that I need, like printer paper and ink, just to be able to do some things. So I basically pulled from all these funds to pay for those 2 things, and a little bit from gas. So anyway, that's why this is already filled out. But I'm going to come back in and fill out these once week 2 is over, because it's technically not over for a couple more days from when I'm filming this. So you'll get a full check-in on week 2 in my week 3 budget with me, or my week 3 cash stuffing. So now we are finally ready to do a cash breakdown for week 2. So this is my week 2 breakdown sheet, and I added week 1 plus week 2, and that's because we're stuffing our sinking funds for both weeks. So we'll start with our revolving sinking funds, and car maintenance, I'm doing 10 for each week, so that's a total of $20. So we will just get a $20 bill for that. We are skipping these 3 sinking funds for now. My side hustle is getting 5 for week 1 and 5 for week 2. So we'll just do a $10 bill for that. And vacation is getting 10 and 10, so we'll do a 20. Boyfriend is getting 5 for each week, so we'll put a $10 bill. And shopping is getting the same. Skipping these next 2. We're going to do $0 for week 1 for volleyball, but 10 for the second week, so we'll just do a 10. And then giving 1 week ahead and subscriptions funds are all getting $1 for each week, so I need to stuff $2 since we're doing 2 weeks. So that means my total bills, I have 6 of these, 4 of these, 2 of these, and that is $6. This is 40, and this is also 40. I don't know why I did lines here. Let me get my sticky. So the total is going to be 86 for revolving funds. And then going to my fixed sinking funds, we have Valentine's Day, which is just getting $5 for week 2. My sister-in-law and my friend's birthdays are getting $6, so we'll do a 5 and a 1 just to keep the bills small. Also, I did not go to the bank because I do have COVID, so I'm just using, from 2020, I had all my sinking fund money, and I didn't get the chance to deposit it into my savings account before I went on my trip, and then I got back from my trip, and then I had COVID. So I basically have all this cash that I need to deposit, so I'm using that cash to stuff my sinking funds, and then I'll remedy it all later because I don't want to go to the bank, but I also want to stuff my envelopes and keep my videos going, so that's the way I'm going to do it. So I'm just using the bills I have, so using larger bills is helpful for me because I only have so many ones. My planner is just getting $5. Car tax is getting 10 for each week, so that is a 20. Same with my California trip and my friend's wedding. And then Christmas is getting 14, so we'll do a 10 and 4 ones. So for my fixed funds, we have $96. So 96 for my fixed plus 86 for my revolving means we are going to stuff $182 into my sinking funds. Not today for you, but today for me because I'm going to film that video next. So my other breakdowns are for spending, which I'm not stuffing because it's digital, because I'm stuck at home. And then the last thing here is debt. And I stuff this in fake bills. So I'd already paid my 2 minimum payments, so I need to stuff for that. So for Bank of America, it's 69. So we'll do a 50, a 10, 50, 60, 65, and 69. And then 47 for Citi. So we'll do 2 20s, a 5, and 2 1s. And then I don't have any planned Bank of America extra payments, but I am going to be putting some of my stimulus money towards that. So you'll Do I want to do that now or do I want to do it in my next video? I think I'm just going to wait and do that in my next video. So come back and watch if you want to see how I spend my stimulus money. So if I were going to the bank like a normal week, so what I would do is I would take my total bills for ones. So I would add any of the ones together, but these are, this is prop money over here. So I don't actually withdraw this from the bank because it's just fake. So I would just add up for these 3 categories. So we'd have 12 of those, 4 of these, 5 of 10s, 5 20s, no 50s, no 100s. And then I would just add up how much all that is and make sure it equals that total amount, that 182 that I mentioned earlier. But let's do it this way. And so we have 100, 150, 70, 82. So 182 is correct. So that is how much I would pull out from the bank, and I would put this on like a cash slip and give it to the teller. So that is it for my week 1, week 2. I have my week 1, week 2 spending here, but we won't really go over that today because that's not part of the budgeting. So if you want to see me stuff all these envelopes, wait until my next video. And if there's anything else that I missed or you have any suggestions for me, leave them down in the comments below. And if you wouldn't mind giving this a big like and subscribe to my channel, it would really help me out. I'm getting very close to 1,000 subscribers and would love to get there soon. So I hope y'all are doing well, and I will see y'all in my next one. Bye.